Hello, and welcome. Name's Derek. I sell physical media on eBay. And still make videos about that. This is what's open. So, stop the music. It's gotten too long for that. Alright, 40 seconds. Chop that one down. So, like yesterday, it was it's either 4 or 5. That went out for 155. And, like a $40 something, $50 something. I don't remember. It was 4 that went out. But today is 6 at 239. And incidentally, the very first one is this book. So I looked at the pictures. So this has been in between 2 other books, but just by the little bit of moving around, I looked at the pictures and some of this darkening is on this. It just didn't look that well. Really couldn't see it in the picture. But it is a coffee table book about this ski resort, I guess. Called Whistler, Blackcomb. I got it a while ago. I don't think that this will let me get to. Oh, it'll let me get to that. Let's see if I can find a date stamp. May of 2023. So when I got this. So I had it for a while. Had it priced higher, and throughout time, throughout almost the 3 years, just keep bringing the price down. 123. So it's just an interesting book. I mean, I don't buy a lot of coffee table books, but I looked it up. I was like, there was a lot of time and money put into just making this book for 50 years of a ski resort. I just kept bringing it down. Somebody, some collector, someone who's going to want that, someone who spent 10 years of their life at that resort can remember a lot of. I don't know why they bought it, but there is that part. All right, I have to get a tape. The Supertramp sealed crisis. What crisis? Cassette tape. 24. So this is another one of those I got from a business estate sale. D30. It's going international. D38. Walk on. Take a walk on the walk-on side. Doesn't make sense. It says, hey, honey, take a walk on the wild side. Exercise DVD. 15. ABBA. ABBA. Super Troopers. I mean, I'm sure if I were to name all these off. And Dancing Queen's not on here. Maybe it's by a whole different song. It is. Dancing Queen. She was the dancing queen. $8. They came in originally with 7. I just declined it. I'll entertain some offers that are a little lower for stuff that's priced a little higher, but it's an $8.26 DVD, and you want to come in for $7. But I just declined most of that. But something's listed for 100 and somebody comes in with 30. Oh no, they're getting the message and getting blocked. Something like that. I'm not worried about that little difference. Like most, I would say that a lot of resellers, a lot of savvy resellers, will know how to and where to price things Not everything, but for the most part, most sellers know where the pricing point for something should be. And if someone comes in with $30, but like, I get these all day for $30. No, you don't. No, you may have one time in 1996. I'm not paying that. There was a TV show that had. I mean, there's always that, but some TV shows, some old guys like, oh no, I paid whatever 1950. I'm not paying anything more, but you pay more for everything else. Yeah, but I'm not paying any more for. It's like, what's the difference? I mean, and then the whole scene, whatever it was, a TV. I don't remember what it was. Um, was it Home Improvement? I think it was Home Improvement, and someone was like the old guy from Home Improvement, not Wilson the neighbor, but one of the older set guys was talking about. I think that was it. Was Home Improvement, and then someone explained it. I was like, "But you pay more for everything else." But yeah, just that one thing. I remember paying, so I'm not going to pay anymore. Either way, so they wanted it for. They came in with $7 for something that was listed at 876, 826. Sealed, attracting prosperity. Halpern. It's right there. All right, the CD audiobook. 24. So I have sold some Stephen Halpern stuff before. Not a whole lot. Some stuff sealed, some stuff open. But it's one of those I do look up. And that just goes in part. Like when I first got into physical media like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, the first bunch that I got, I was looking for winter inventory actually. When you live in these regions, and even depending on which level of reselling you're at, do you go out actively a couple times a week to go find stuff, and then winter hits and you're like, I'm going to go out when it's 30 degrees outside instead of zero, what have you, right? But I was looking for winter inventory and hit up a guy in um, Middleburg, which is out by Baldwin Wallace, so like west side. Out by Baldwin Wallace and like the Parma area, a little bit in that general area. And I got like 700 CDs or DVDs for $500. There were some that were, so I brought them here. They were all in different boxes. I brought them here, got the box, opened up the eBay app, and just started scanning. And of course, the app then was not as good as it is now. And, a lot of barcodes weren't coming up. These things are added all the time. So I went in, I just started going through stuff, and I ended up with probably 400 that were just. I had to make lots of 100. It was like a lot of 100 fantasy, and a lot of 100 sci-fi, a lot of action and horror, and these different types of lots that I had pieced together, maybe a few mixed in. Um, and that was based off of what the Game Exchange didn't buy, and what it was Declutter. What did I use? Declutter and Eagle Saver. Then, and whatever they didn't buy, and then I made the lots and sold the lots, and then but I learned a lot of different genres and types, and that was years ago. That's when I first got started in physical media, was doing that, or going to a yard sale, and there was a big box of 200 CDs. Like, how much you want for them? And they're going to do that. Everybody's going to think for a while, man. Just give me a price. $100. All right, I'll take them. 50 cents each. You're going to make your $100 back, period, but you're going to be going through a lot of CDs. You're going to be looking at the front, and then you're going to open it up to look to see if the CD's even in there, to see if it's even the correct one, to see if it's all scratched up or whatever it may be. And you're going to look at it. It does match up, and now you can scan. So you scan, and then you just do that multiple times, and you're getting familiar with the faces, with the artists, with the weird things, with why I look for, and I would best guess majority of physical media sellers do, on why I look for the more strange artwork, the different, the oh, a little bit of thought went in that one. Or you could see that it's something really, really small and indie, but the quality is really good. All those little things like that add up to where it's much easier to be able to go out. So, like I said in yesterday's sourcing video, and there's that little video. Here, I'll show it again. So I was stuff at a store I know of. I've been here before many, many years ago. It's been here for many, many years. So she pointed me to the right direction. I've been here. I did this shelf, right? There's that one. These. That one. That one. And there was more stuff around here, down there, and then a whole other back there. And I see, what do I see? Oh, books and VHS. All right. That stuff that they had there, I will have to look it up, but I was probably there for pushing 3 hours, and then I went into the back and I looked at some other stuff, and then I went back in the books, didn't find anything else in the books, and went in the VHS, and their VHS section was quite large, but it was just it was all cotton. There was one that was a Mary Kate, and it was like $12, but the tape was all on the inside. It wasn't molded, but it was all just like it'd been used a lot. I was like, I'm not going to pay that for somebody to get it and be like, it plays back weird, and then I'm negative money on that, So, anyhow, where was I going? So, being that I picked up on that type of information, I'm still grabbing 12 to 15 at a time and just hand sifting, putting them back, and I'm trying to line everything else up neater than how I found it, neater and cleaner. And I just keep repeating, and I ended up with, I think there was 16 CDs. And out of all that I got, and there weren't really much of anything major in there, but it's the same thinking that I went in there thinking that there are going to be some at least mediocre, but maybe in between all those CDs, there would be $100 one or a couple, but there weren't. It was a bunch of mediocre. But on how much time I saved by already having a grasp and a consensus of what I'm looking for based off of already the years of doing it, based off of getting the chunks at a time, based off of buying 100 or 200 CDs at a time or 700 DVDs at a time, you get familiar quick that way. So the whole point of that is if anyone has any degree of apprehensions, because I hear it all the time, and I'm sure you do too, oh, but you know what you're looking for. Oh, yeah, that's true. But when I started, I didn't. And here I am now. And there's other media sellers that just their knowledge, they could probably look from 5 feet away, like barely even, not even grabbing them, just barely like, yep. But there's a lot of other stuff in there. But just by their knowledge that they can pull those ones off the rip and be like, yep, I don't have to bother looking those ones up. So the more I do that, I mean, I can assume the same by saying the sealed stuff, the stuff that's sealed. I can do the same with that. See those first. But I'm getting way off topic on that one there, and I think that there was one more. I just know that this is going to be a short video, so there is one more. Great segue. Welcome to my videos. That's what I do sometimes. That's what I do a lot. 37 and 38 were pretty popular. 37, Red Wolf. It was actually the one that was right there, too. Red Wolf, 15. Then I'll finish this off with, okay, so that's that. I'll finish, and I'll do that. I've got to get a bunch of CDs pictured or at least put on a resurface stack. Get a bunch of them pictured. Get those. And chances are spend the day getting the pictures of the books. That way, if I have time to do some later on today, I can. and then the weekend try to go to a couple stores as well. Oh no! Oh, there is an estate sale from that Keen, Keen. So you can go to his YouTube, Keen sales or estate. I'll just put it in the link or in the description. He's got like 50 subscribers. I don't think he's out to get a bunch of subscribers to get monetized because he does the estate sales, but it's a good way for me to see what he has. I could go to a whole bunch of estate sales all the time, but I just like the one he has, and I've become a familiar face. So when it's all coming down to check out, it's not a lot more of a deal, but it's a deal that you can get at the at the last day, and I'm already getting a small chunk of stuff. I got one of the electric radiator space heaters from there for $3.50, and it works. I got it after the furnace was replaced here. On the other note that I was going to mention was Forever Analog. I've mentioned him a couple times. I haven't really, I don't like strictly follow him, but he makes videos about CDs, strange facts about CDs, and he just posted another one. And to answer someone who asked a question on when I sold Walking with Dinosaurs, I think that's what they were referring to. Whenever that video was, because I didn't click on the video, I just answered the comment. It's like, yeah, there's plenty of disc media out there that's $500 to $5,000. Plenty of them out there. As a matter of fact, the most expensive purchased CD is a one of a kind by Wu-Tang Clan, which sold for $2 million to the same guy who was the one who took the EpiPen and raised it to like $700. That was originally like $20. That guy. But before he did that. So strange to have that person in association with the CD enclave. We'll give it a more awesomer strategic word. So it's CDs and books for me today, and not going anywhere. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice tomorrow. Spring is here, so I have to pick and choose which days I want to stay and do stuff. I don't like getting a large accruance of one specific category because then it feels kind of inundating to be like, oh man, I've got 90 CDs because I didn't get them done. I like to pick a day, do things segmentally. I don't do drafts, but basically everything else that I do, I will start a small subject, project, something. And that small part will be done. All right, so let's go to wrap that one up. Like what you heard, what you saw, like what you learned. Let me think of going up. Comment down below. Subscribe, share. It's all free. Help me. Help you. We're going to help other people learn about physical media. Thank you.